I may have some things which are right now when I'm discussing the questions, then only I'm recalling those things and I will be telling you. For example, this formula also you may write down somewhere and keep writing also. See, there is always advantage of writing. You don't have to refer the video lecture again. Video lecture referring will be taking much more time. And if you have to just refer your notes, it will take very less time. So writing is always very important. But if something, let us say, you forget or you are not remembering exactly why you wrote that thing, then you for that you refer the video lectures again. Anyway, let us come to mass is doubled here. Again, I'm explaining this thing again. So when mass gets doubled,
screen sharing, sir.
Screen sharing stop.
Yes, sir.
So when the mass gets doubled, as I told you before also in last class also, that energy in circular orbits will be equal to minus of kinetic energy. Total energy will be minus of kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is proportional to m, because the kinetic energy can be written as half of m into v square, which I can further write as half of m into v naught square into z square by n square. So therefore energy can be written as, we know energy is proportional to m. So E star means when the mass changes, those I'm referring by E star. Either mass changes because of not neglecting the mass of electron in terms of proton, then it will become into reduced mass. But in other cases, when the mass itself is changed, then for example, here mass is becoming double in a hypothetical scenario. Then rather than converting m into reduced mass, I will convert m into m dash. So means let m dash is equal to 2m here. So I can write it in this way. It is E divided by m into m dash, because normally E was equal to half of m into v naught square into z square by n square with minus sign. This was E normally, but now m is changed into m dash. If m is changed into m dash, then we are getting E is equal to minus of half into m dash into v naught square into z square by n square. And if that happens, then we can get that this is E star. Then what is the relation between E star and this? This is the relation. So here m dash is equal to 2 times m. Then what do we get E dash or E star? That we are getting as normal energy which we are having into 2. Rydberg constant also is proportional to energy. So Rydberg constant also will become 2r. Rydberg constant also r dash will also become 2r. Okay. Then we can get here for longest wavelength which will be emitted when the particle comes to first excited level. What is first excited level? First of all, n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 2
n equal
or
to
n
2.
is equal to 3.
2.
Yes, this is first excited level. So if a body, this has to come to first excited level, then it can come from 3 or it can come from 4, which will have longest wavelength. The one which is coming from 3, then what I should write it as, I should write 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square into r will be 1 by lambda. But here r is r dash, which is changed already, which is 2r. So what it becomes then? It becomes 2r into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9, 5 by, I think 36, 5 by 36. So what is lambda coming out to be? Lambda is coming out to be 18 by 5r. Understood? As they have given here, 18 by 5r. Okay.
Sir, in this question, sir.
Yes.
In this question, how to find observed or as an emission?
How to find observed or
emission?
Means I could not understand what is difference. Observed. This is the light which is emitted. Are you talking about Doppler effect or are you talking about the recoil? See, I have considered 2 cases also. I have considered these cases when the atom will be getting a recoil. But we neglect it in 99% cases. We don't take it until unless in the question he himself is asking that, okay, assume that the momentum with which the photon is emitted, that gives us the recoil momentum to the atom, and we have to consider that also. Then only I will take that. Then this r will not be 2r also. It will become something else. Then I will have to take that. I gave you one example for that also. But in 99.9% cases, we will neglect that. That we will means all the cases we will neglect that until and unless the examiner himself is specifying somewhere in the question that you consider that also. So here this is the we can say this energy. See, they are saying the longest photon which will be emitted. Okay, so this photon is only from 3 to 2 transition. When the energy gap is less, first of all, transition is taking place from some higher energy level to 2 energy level. That's the transition. Now in this, I want energy gap to be minimum. Energy gap will be minimum if I keep n to 2 be equal to just 3. Then 3 to 2 energy gap will be minimum possible. Other energy gaps are more. So for minimum possible energy gap, if energy gap is less, then lambda will become more. So this is how I am able to achieve maximum possible lambda.
No,
And
sir.
this is
Sir, actually
Yes,
my
sir.
question will be today I think Chandra will be asking same question, guys.
Chandan, what is your question? Chandan, ask.
In icon material, they gave some waste from K to L.
Energy levels are
Wait, you Chandan, please say it again. I don't know. Stay close to mic. I don't know where you are going, so sometimes I'm not hearing you properly.
Race from M to K, some lines they gave spectrum lines. Question.
Hmm?
In question they give.
Sir, I will send it in your mail, sir.
You send in mail. Send in my mail once. I will check it from there. Now you are sending, or it will take some time. Okay, I will discuss that question also. But by that time, let us continue here. Which of the following statement is true regarding the Bohr's model of hydrogen atom? I think theoretical question only. If you are having doubt, then I will discuss. Otherwise, okay, you can do it. Question number 10. Hydrogen atom is in the ground state, is excited by means of monochromatic radiation of wavelength 975 angstrom. Many different lines are possible in the resulting spectrum. Calculate the longest wavelength amongst them. What is the longest wavelength amongst them? So assume the ionization energy of hydrogen atom is this much. Ground state is excited by means of monochromatic radiation of wavelength this. Okay. So when it is excited by 975 angstrom, here, understand one thing now, that they are asking us to take ground level as this, and they are not telling us what is the value of H into C. Now it depends on the value of H into C. They are taking H into C as this. Here answer will depend on value of H into C. They should specify H into C in this case, because it will be very much different otherwise if I change it. Okay. Okay, let us assume HC is given to us. Once HC is given, then by that we are getting energy gap to be equal to 12.75 electron volt, and that energy gap will be when the between which and which it is 12.75. I think
First
it
to
is 13.6 here. First to fourth, I think, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I said it is easy. It is good to remember this thing. If we remember, then we don't have to waste time. And I think I remember this one. I told you to remember this 10.2. This one also we remember it is 12.1. It is more than that. So either up to 3 or up to 4. Now we have to check up to 4 or up to 3. If it is up to
First
4,
to fourth.
then from 4 to 1 we have to return back. They are saying how many different lines are possible in the resultant spectrum. Many different lines are possible in the resultant spectrum. So how many are possible now?
4 to 1, 4C2, sir.
4C2, 6.
4 to 6 lines are
lines.
possible.
6.
What is the answer given by them?
They are asking calculate the
Longest wavelength, sir.
Okay, longest will be 4 to 3.
Yes, sir.
Then longest wavelength will be 4 to 3. Then I think yes, 4 to 3 they are giving. I think so. Where they are giving? Here they are using at last 4 to 3. It appears very lengthy. Actually, lengthy is, I think, because of this wording's explanation. You should not take that much time.
Difference.
It should not take that much time. We should be able to do it fast. Here we are, see, here we should do it in this way. Oh my God, how lengthy they are making it. This to this we are going, and then this energy gap we are getting,
We know
and
the
then the
gap.
calculation. This much calculation we should know. And if we don't know the gap, then it will be faster. We will be faster to do it. If we remember up to at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it is better to remember up to few levels. Up to 4, 5 levels, you should remember it. First level energy, second level energy, third level energy, fourth level energy, fifth level energy, and also gap also. Gap also remember 10.2, 12.1. What is next after 12.2? 12.3, 4. Wait a second, let me check. It is coming out to be 3.1 here, I think so. And it is 1.85, I think so. No, 1.5, I think.
1.51.
or not. And it is
0.85.
and then it comes less than that. What is that at last? Something. Okay. So after that,
0.85, sir. 0.8.
0.8. No, 0.85, yes. 13.6 minus 0.85, what it will be? 13.6
12.25.
minus 0.12.25.
12.7.
12.25, huh?
3.4, sir, second one. Not,
Second
not
one is
3.4.
3.4, okay. Right, 3.4. So if we remember few of these, then our calculation will be faster. So it will help us, right? In modern physics, this calculation will really create a lot of problem, and otherwise the paper will always be very easy. Even in IIT Advanced also I've seen, they will always ask easy questions, but students will not be able to do just because of calculations. So calculations, you should be really fast, and nobody can be that much fast in calculation. Only main idea is just remember certain energy levels and the gaps. One thing here, again, okay, suddenly I recall one more question which I could have taken. Let me do it now. See, there are some cases in which they say like this. Lyman series, you know, when it comes from
1 higher to 1.
1 equal to 1.
yes. So what is the value of that? 1 by lambda will be equal to R into Z square into 1 by
1 minus 1 by
N,
Ni square.
1 by
That's 1 by
N1
N
square minus 1 by N2 square. This is the formula. If I write it in this way, Z square by N1 square minus Z square by N2 square and multiply R outside, and then let us assume that I am talking about a different atom, not hydrogen atom. But in hydrogen, in other atom also, I want to obtain the formula in the form of 1 minus 1 by N square. Can I obtain it? I can obtain. If I put
N1 equals
Z
to
is
Z.
equal to N1, if I put Z is equal to N1 and N1 by N2 is equal to N. If I use this, then I will be able to convert into this form. Why I am telling that? I am telling that in order to stress on this point that this same lambda which we obtain for transition from one energy level, sorry, n energy level to one energy level in hydrogen atom, same lambda I can obtain in other higher atomic numbers also. But in that case, I will have to make transition from, which number to which number? Let me tell. N1 number is Z, and N2 number is N2 will become
N1 by N. Z by N.
Z by N. Z by N it is becoming.
Yes, sir.
Right. N2 is Z by N. Okay, yes, I think I can, we can understand that. For example, let us say helium. For helium, Z is what? Z is 2. For helium, Z is 2. So if Z is 2 for that, then what should we take the N2 from which we have to make transition? That should come out to be Z2. What is happening here? I'm not, wait a second. And sorry, I have to find here that is it N2. It is not making sense to me. Wait a second, let me think. What
N2 N by Z, sir.
N2 is N by Z. Okay, I understood why I am confused here. I wanted to find N here actually, that from where we have to make the transition. I am looking for N. So, right, I understood. N1 is equal to Z and N2 by Z is equal to N. So, N2 is equal to N into Z, I think. Yes, right, that is right now. You see, by comparing, you can see that is right now. So, it means I have to make transition from N into Z to Z number. Then I will be getting same as I get for the Lyman series of hydrogen atom. Same thing I will be getting for other atoms also. But I have to make transition from N into Z, from NZ to Z. Although Lyman series, we will not call, I think, that one then. We will call something else, that series, because if it is not coming up to 1, then we don't call it Lyman, even if it is for other species, other atom, we should not call it Lyman series. But I can say that from here I will obtain the photons corresponding to, it will emit photons corresponding to Lyman series of hydrogen atom. That I can say. For that atom, it may not be called as the Lyman series, but it will still be called as Lyman series of hydrogen atom. So if I want to obtain all the photons of Lyman series of hydrogen atom can be obtained by all different other that single electron species, whether it is lithium 2 positive or it is helium positive. Those will also give us the complete photons of the Lyman series can be obtained from those. And why we are able to obtain all those? Just because of this reason, that you can see that we can convert this into this form. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Can I make Balmer series also possible or not? Let me check once. Balmer series possible or not? This Lyman series question is very famous, but Balmer series I will try to create now only if it is possible. I don't know. If I want to do something now,
Z by N1 equals to 1 by 4.
Yes, Z by N1 should be equal to 1 by 4. Let us do one. Then what is the relation? Z is equal to 4 into N1. That is one thing. Another thing.
Square, no?
Z by N1 should be okay, right, square. Z by N1 should be, means Z by N1 I should write as 1 by 2. Then I get
N1 equals to
N1
2Z.
I will be getting. N1 is equal to 2Z. N1 is equal to 2Z. And what about N2? N2 will be as usual. N2 upon Z will be N only. So N2 will be N into Z. Now I have to make transition from N into Z to 2Z. Then I will be getting Balmer series. Right or not? Balmer series of hydrogen atom. I can obtain the Balmer series photons of hydrogen atom from other atoms also. Okay, but I will have to make transition in those from NZ to 2Z. Similarly, I think I can obtain Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, etc. But I have to make now for Paschen, I think it will become NZ to I think 3Z.
3Z.
That way only. It will keep on happening like that only then. NZ to 2Z, NZ to 3Z. We are getting in that way only. All right. So fine. Question number 11, 12. What was 11 by the way here? Single electron orbits. Single electron orbits around a stationary nucleus of charge Ze, where Z is constant and E is the magnitude of the electron charge. It requires 47.2 electron volt to excite the electron from the second Bohr orbit to the third Bohr orbit. Second to third means energy required will be 13.6 electron volt into Z square. From where to where? Second to third. 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9. So what is that coming out to be? 5 by 36. 5 by 36 into Z square into 13.6 should be equal to 47.2 electron volt. Then we can get Z, I think, directly. But still, see, problem will be again calculation. If you don't calculate right, see, and it is also coming out to be approximately 25. Let us try to calculate it. Means if you are not able to do in the examination, again, what is the use of 13.6 into 5? Let us multiply by 2 and divide by 2. Then it will become 3, and it will become no, not 3.
Nearly 5 in 36 7 times.
It is 8 2s are 16 and then 6 2s are 12, 68 upon 36 into Z square. Is it right or not? Is equal to 47.2. Right only, I think. And then divide by 4. Can I divide by 4? No, I cannot divide numerator by 4. I can divide denominator 18. Numerator will become 30. No, I can divide numerator also. 17 divided by 9. Then Z square I am getting as 47.2 into 9 divided by 17. It is really tough, especially if you have to give answer completely 25 only, because you may end up getting 24 approximately. Therefore, in this, that's why I'm saying modern physics becomes tough because of the calculations. Otherwise, there is nothing difficult in that. Are you getting nearly 25 only?
No other option near to it.
I don't seem to be getting 25 here. What is happening really?
Nearly get.
Getting
Getting-
the 24 point something.
Okay, then right. Then right only. Fine. Then question number 12. The curve drawn between the maximum speed of the photoelectron and the frequency of the incident radiation of the in the photoelectric effect. Maximum speed of the photoelectron. Photoelectric effect is not for this week. Let us leave it now. Davison-Germer experiment. That can be there for this week. In Davison-Germer experiment, the intensity of the scattered beam. Where to read Davison-Germer first of all? Let me tell that. Because I have not discussed it till now. Let me give you little bit overview. Just from the NCERT, I will take it. Little bit of overview. NCERT class 12. And this is our which atom? It will be Davison-Germer experiment. I think here it is 403 page. Here it is. Davison and Germer experiment. Let me explain this one. Electron beam. Although I think this could be asked in last week, but I forgot to take it there. The electron beam is but it is important because it is given in NCERT. So important means you don't have to be knowing that much detail, but at least what this experiment is and what we did here, some question may be asked based on this. So electron beam is made to strike the nickel target, and as it strikes the nickel target, then diffraction takes place. I give you, although this example I told you, I think Bragg's law, I told you that in Bragg's law what happens, the photons can, X-ray photons can get diffracted, and at some angles it will be giving us high intensity because of superimposition, and at other angles of incidence we will be getting very
with planes, sir.
with not with the plane. It may be here also. I don't know what this theta doesn't actually. It is not even important for us. Why is it not important? Because the plane of atoms may be like this. How the plane of atoms is there in this nickel crystal, we don't know. So that theta is not that much significant actually. They are giving this theta here. Otherwise, also you think in this way. Is it appearing to be angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection? Tell me.
No, sir.
But it will be like that only. Imagine a plane will be here. Take it like this, and think there are planes of atoms arranged in this fashion. Because internally how it is getting reflected, that depends on how the planes of atoms are arranged. So the plane of atom may not be arranged in this way. Otherwise, how can it happen? So inside the plane of atoms are like this only, somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, right. So now lambda is equal to h by p, and that is p is the momentum of the electron, and p we can find out because p is equal to if you do the calculation, p will depend on root of 2 into mass into kinetic energy. Kinetic energy will be equal to electron E into V, 2m eV. So it will be overall inversely proportional to voltage V. So overall it comes out to be 1.227. I told you to remember this 1.227. I
For
could not find
electron,
it.
12.27 rupees.
No, 12.27 will be if I write in angstroms.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
Angstrom.
1.227 if I want to write in nanometers. 12.27 is also okay. But you remember, see, that is why the problem will also be there. Some students will remember 12.27, and they will not remember what units we should take. So in this case, unit also along with the constants, both are important, right? Otherwise, again, you will be getting mistakes. So unit is also important. Anyway, let us say you remember this formula, and you know that what is the de Broglie wavelength of that. Then they are saying that we observe that when voltage is 54 volt, lambda is coming out to be this, and by that we are getting the scattered electrons for accelerating voltage of this at an angle of 50 degrees. They are getting, it is getting scattered. If it is getting scattered at 50 degrees, then it means the angle of incidence, I think we can think of as 25 degree and 25 degree angle of reflection, or we can think the planes were arranged in this way. Okay, and in that case, what is the gap? Can we obtain the gap between the crystal atoms, planes of the atoms? Yes, we can obtain that gap now. How? By
D sin theta equal to n lambda.
by d sin theta is equal to n lambda.
2D
And
sin.
that they are saying that this is in excellent agreement with the theoretical value and experimentally obtained value. So theoretically we will obtain by that formula d sin theta is equal to n lambda. Not sin theta here. Here theta is theta by 2 actually. In this case theta is theta by 2. You understand why? Because it is coming in this way and going in this direction. So I can say like this: d sin theta by 2 is equal to n lambda. Here I have to use this. You understand that? Why so?
2D sin
Because
theta.
angle of what?
2D sin theta.
2D, yes. 2D sin theta by 2 is equal to n lambda, right? 2D sin theta by 2 is equal to n lambda. This was there because the diagram was like this. This went here. So this angle of incidence, this is incident ray. This is
2D sin theta.
this total here total is given as theta. This total is given as theta. So obviously half of this will be theta by 2, other half also will be theta by 2, and then this gap is d. And then when we find out, then it comes out to be in excellent agreement with what we expect. So they may have found the spacing between these. How they found the spacing between the atoms? That also they may have found by the experiment conducted because of some by striking the X-rays or some other rays. By that they may have obtained some. They may have got some idea that what should be the spacing between the planes of the atoms. And then they conducted the same experiment with the electrons, and then they found that the diffraction which we are getting from the electrons, that is in excellent agreement. Means we could verify that what he said, what de Broglie said, that the wavelength of electron is also there, and that wavelength should come out to be h by p. We are able to verify by this experiment, and we found it to be in excellent agreement with our theoretical value. That is a really wonderful achievement of de Broglie. Understood? So this only now, okay, fine. This is okay. Now I wanted to discuss after that. That only, I think I came just for this purpose only. Remaining NCERT, you keep reading in along with SCV if possible. Sometimes you can read NCERT also. Where is that? Yes. So question number 14. In the experiment on photoelectric effect, we can do it. 15th. De Broglie wavelength. Simple only. I think you can get it. It is, they are mixing just, means at t equal to pi by 2, we can find out the value of momentum, and after finding momentum, we can get de Broglie wavelength. Not a difficult task. 16th. Small mirror suspended, not required. 17. Electron in a circular path, stationary neutron under gravitational interaction. This type of hypothetical questions, we can do such questions also. Bohr's quantum condition holds here, and minimum permissible de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron will be. Can you do this? Just we have to now equate mv square by r equal to gmm by r square. Even if it is hypothetical, we will assume, and we will find out what is the de Broglie wavelength coming out from that. We can find it out, and you will notice that this wavelength comes out to be very this comes out to be very small, so it will not be noticeable. If you really put the values of g and m, etc., you will find out it is very small. Okay. These two equations will always be valid. These are the starting equations. From here only we will get all the results. And in this angular momentum equation changes sometimes. I gave you example when it changes. One is if I assume that about center mass, the two things are rotating, m1 and m2, then the momentum will be written as mu r square into omega, where r is the total distance, effective distance. Now r will not be the radius of the orbit. Radius of orbit will be r1 for one body and r2 for the other body. It is like binary star system. R1 for one body, R2 for another body, and R1 plus R2 total is equal to R, and mu is the radius mass. So mu into R square into omega, that is equal to the angular momentum, which I can write as NH upon 2 pi. So you can get such conditions also somewhere. For example, if they replace this electron by something and they say that it is like binary star system, they are moving around each other. Even if they don't use binary star world also, but then if you face such kind of situation where there are two masses revolving around the center of mass, then we will use this formula for angular momentum, mu r square omega is equal to NH upon 2 pi. And mv square by r is just because of centrifugal forces to be balanced by in internal force, gmm by r square. Next we have there was right. You can modify if you want in a hypothetical. When it comes to hypothetical experiment, then we have really no limit. We can make such hypothetical experiment where there are three things moving under mutually gravitational force of attraction, and let's say it is valid for those also. And then we have to find out now. Then again, here centrifugal force mv square by r will be balanced by the force inverse. That force I can get by this force f. This force f, inward force will become f root 3. If it is equilateral triangle, three masses are m, then we can get those forces. And then means main idea will be force balance, one equation, and second equation conservation of angular momentum. Angular momentum in this case you can get again for three masses will be there now. So each mass has m into, let's say radius of orbit is r, then m r square into 3 into omega. That will be the net angular momentum. Net angular momentum, if they say assume it is still applicable, it means we have to assume that this still is equal to NH upon 2 pi. Whether it is really true or not, that is not your concern. Nobody has conducted such experiments. Okay. 18. Regular hexagonal lamina, and such questions can be asked for even more hypothetical experiments, for example. And these have some practical significance also somewhat. For a carbon CO, carbon monoxide, let us say. If bond length is given as R, carbon atom is C, so mass of carbon atom is known, mass of other one, what is other? Oxygen, let us say it is known. Then what will be the moment of inertia? We can find moment of inertia by writing formula m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2 into r square, and that into omega will be equal to NH upon 2 pi. In IIT, this was a real question asked in IIT. Okay, yeah, they had asked it. They had asked it. You may have, if you don't find it in modern physics, then you will get it in rotational mechanics, because somebody has put it accidentally maybe in rotational mechanics. That is also possible. But this was a question which was asked in IIT. There were it was a passage based question, and there were one more problem based on this. One was we have to use this quantum condition, and there was one other problem also. I don't know what they asked. I think kinetic energy they were asking. What is the rotational kinetic energy? I think we can get the rotational kinetic energy also once we use this. Something related to temperature was also there, I think so. I don't remember exactly what was it now. Something was there. Okay, if I face that question, then I will tell you what that is. It was a nice question, although. A regular hexagonal lamina, side A, made up of perfectly absorbing material, is kept in a region where a parallel beam of light with intensity I, having a large aperture, falls on it. If the beam makes an angle 30 degrees.
Last week's.
That's not required, not required. 19th, difference between the longest wavelength line of Balmer series and the shortest wavelength line of Lyman series for a hydrogen-like atom. Balmer series and shortest wavelength of Lyman series for a hydrogen-like atom of atomic number Z is equal to delta lambda. Longest of the Balmer. Which one will be longest of Balmer? And
3 to 2.
3 to 2, sir. 3 to 2.
3 to 2.
3 to 2.
3 to 2. That is one wavelength. Let us call it lambda 1. What is the other one?
Infinity to 1.
Infinity to 1.
Let us call it lambda 2. They are asking the difference of wavelengths. They are asking lambda 2
They
minus
given
lambda
sir
1.
delta. They given
They have given delta.
asking R.
R.
Then I think this only. From here,
Yes,
can we
sir.
get R or not?
Yes, sir.
We can get. How to get? I have to convert in terms of delta lambda. How to convert?
Reverse that reciprocal that equations.
If I reverse it, reciprocal it, lambda b
Then
and lambda.
subtract.
Yes, then take the difference. Yes, correct. That way we can get. Question number 20. Stopping potential V for the photoelectric emission not required. 21. Suppose potential energy between this, yes, hypothetical potential energy based question. These are also there. Hypothetical potential energy based questions. So idea is again same. That equation will not change. F is equal to mv square by r. But here F will be changed now. F will not be gm1 m2 by r square.
Minus
F will not
du
be
by
gm2
dr.
m2 by r
by
square.
minus du
That
by
will be
dr.
minus of del by dl. But other things are exactly same procedure, no difference at all. Okay, we have to just here we have to do some changes, and you have to find out magnitude wise this thing. If you are, let us say you calculate it and it comes out to be negative, we know mv square cannot be negative, then you consider it to be magnitude wise. Okay, but method will remain same. After that, this is one condition. Second condition will always be fixed condition, angular momentum. But that angular momentum also will not be fixed. It may change depending upon what how many particles are there and what is the situation given. Two particles moving around the center of mass or one particle moving around another particle. Depending upon that. 22. 22 photon has energy not required. I think 23 nth line. And are you noticing one thing? Although we are seeing so many different kinds of questions here, but our main idea is always same only. It will never be different. Means it in modern physics, I think there are very less categories of different questions which they can ask. They cannot conduct many, like they cannot ask very strange questions in modern physics. Not possible. If they start asking, then it will become out of syllabus also. So that is the advantage of modern physics. Questions will always be repeated. Even in IIT also, same kind of questions they will ask every year. Same kind of questions. But unfortunately, that also some students are not able to do because of sometimes calculations are tough. So please be careful of the calculations. Learn certain some information data that will be helpful. 24. 20. What is 24? It is appearing different somewhat. No, it is also same. Magnetic field, same only. We have discussed already in the class. Magnetic field we can get because we know I formula will be mu naught into I by
2a.
mu naught into let's see they are using mu naught into I by
Not I by 2r.
2r. That
and
one.
after that we convert it into I will be proportional to frequency. Why I is proportional to frequency? Because it is q by time period. So time period means inversely proportional to time period. So they are getting
Z
it from
square
that.
by
25. 25 kinetic energy of the photoelectron not required. 26 de Broglie wavelength. Same as photon. I think simple only. You can do it. 27. Rotating electron and around a nucleus. Simple. Can you obtain this de Broglie wavelength or not? Hydrogen-like atom in the ground state. Hydrogen atom. So I have told you already. C by 137 is V0, and we want de Broglie wavelength. So wavelength will be equal to
H by
H by V0. Mass of electron C by
1.6 into
137 means
10 to the power minus.
it will come here. But see calculations now. How to do it fast? I will write it as Hc by MEC square into 137. Now why I am writing Hc? Because I can convert Hc into 4 to
1 to 4.
electron volt nanometer. I can convert into this. MEC square also I can convert into electron volts. What is MEC square? That will
9.31.
become by I remember this 0.4 volt.
931.
931.
0.5 mega electron volt.
No, sir, 0.51.
This is 931.
0.51 mega.
0.5. 931 is, see again, you're not
For-
doing
for
that is for one
electron.
atomic mass unit. It is just, it is mass of electron here. Here, sorry, here we are talking about electron. So electron does not have that much mass. It is very less. That is for one atomic mass unit, which you are writing 931.5 mega electron volt. It is 0.5 here for this purpose. 0.5 into 137. Can you do it now? Calculations are still there. But mega, don't forget mega also here. Mega means this has to be multiplied by 10 raised to the 6. Okay. So that is its now. Then I think we can get now electron volt cancelled with the electron volt. Nanometer remains. So now do the calculation part. We can get, I think. Are you getting or not? 0.5 multiplied by 2. Multiply by 2, then it will become 2484 into 137 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 in nanometers. They are giving answer in angstrom. In angstrom means I have to write into 10 to the power minus 5 angstrom. Then it will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay. 26, 13, 4. Yes, getting nearly that only, I think. 3.3. Are you getting or not? I'm getting that only 3.3. I don't know exactly 3.3 or not, but something more than 3. Might be that only. Question number 28. 29. 13. Binding energy. Okay, you don't know binding energy.
Positive of ionization.
Write it down in notes only. Then, if you don't know it, write it down. It is minimum energy required for separation of constituent particles or masses, particles or bodies of a system. That is it always. For example, separation means separation up to infinity. That not like small little bit separation. Because, for example, if I take sun and earth system, earth and sun are not even touching each other, but this is like a combined system. They are bound to each other with the force of attraction. And if I want to give energy to earth so that it just escapes away from the sun and it does not return back to the sun, then that energy required to be given to the earth will be called as its binding energy. So we know that energy at infinity will become 0. If I use mechanical energy conservation, mechanical energy at infinity 0, then what kinetic energy I should give to the earth? Then kinetic energy plus earth's present energy, total should become 0. Then what kinetic energy I should give? I should give kinetic energy equal to the mechanical energy of the earth minus of mechanical energy of the earth. If I give kinetic energy equal to minus of the present mechanical energy of the earth, then it will gain the total mechanical energy will become 0. And if total mechanical energy becomes 0, then it can escape up to infinity. Same thing we can do for other cases. For the case of electron or any other. Which question we were discussing, by the way? Binding energy. This one. It is this definition which I have given. It is applicable for nucleus also, in nuclear physics also, and it is applicable in gravitation also. It is applicable in this space also. Minimum energy required for the separation of the up to infinity of the constituent particles. Now, constituent body may be like sun and earth. These may be big masses. Okay. Binding energy of electron in the ground state of helium is equal to this. Means the energy required for the electron to give the electron to make it escape to infinity from or get separated away from helium atom, helium nucleus. Then, as somebody said, that in this case it is nothing but it is equivalent to ionization energy also. In this particular case, it is just equivalent to ionization energy. Okay. But because binding energy is a bigger, means we can say over more encompassing concept. It can encompass, it can include within itself gravitation cases also. It can include within itself this ionization energy based cases also, and it can include within itself the cases of separation of nuclear nucleons. For example, if I say what is the binding energy of a nucleus, then I will say binding energy of a nucleus will be the energy required to separate its constituent particles from each other. How much we have to separate? We have to separate so that they are far away from each other's nuclear forces of attraction. For that, to get separated away from the nuclear forces of attraction, I think even if you are able to make them go away from each other up to 1 angstrom distance also, that also will be much beyond the nuclear range. That will act as infinity for them. But if I want to separate the earth from the sun, then I think I have to go maybe somewhere very, very far away, so that the gravitation due to sun on the earth becomes negligible. So that means infinity definition is also dependent upon where the forces become negligible, which forces were holding the things together. So for nuclear forces, those will become negligible even if we are going just a few angstroms, or maybe even not even angstroms, less than angstroms are also distance if we go away. But in case of electron, if you want to escape, then I think electron should be able to go away from one atom up to the distances of few angstroms. maybe 10, 20 angstroms, 30 angstroms, then it will be regarded as infinity only for that. And then we can say that energy required will become equal to ionization energy. Is it okay? Understood or not? But that energy will also be called as binding energy.
Understood,
So
sir.
this is also, and this is also equal to the mechanical energy, negative of mechanical energy. I think you know already that 13.6 was for hydrogen. What was for the helium? For helium, it will be 13.6 into Z square.
Four.
Z square means
Four.
into 4. So I think if I multiply by 4, am I getting this only or not? Let us check once. 4, 6 are
50,
go, we are not.
54,
50.
54.4.
54. Then how is it this? Binding energy of electron in the ground state of helium is equal to 24.6 electron volt. How is it 24.6 then? I can't understand it. Maybe because I'm considering a single electron species, but they are talking about multi-electron. So it is for one electron, but when the other electron will be removed, for that I can find the binding energy as 50. What was that? 13.6 into 4. That is for the other electron.
4.4.
That, and additionally for one electron it was 24.6. So this I have to add with that. So what is the total becoming? Total is becoming
79.
79.
then 79 must be
79.
answer. What is the answer given?
That
That
one.
only answer. That only.
54.6.
So 54 point. I
13.6
don't know.
into.
How 54.6 is?
No,
See,
sir.
suppose the 24.
13.6 into 4.
That will be something at last will be 4 only. How can it be 54.6? 54.4. 13 4 are 52, 54 as 54.4 plus 24.6. That is
Yes,
exactly
sir.
79. Exactly 79. 30th question. All electrons incident from the surface by the incident light of wavelength 200 nanometers can be stopped before traveling 1 meter of the direction in the direction of uniform electric field.
Last week.
This is already done. Yes, 31 to hydrogen atoms in the excitation which X-ray question is coming. Let us do this one because we have already done in atoms. We have done already so many questions. X-ray we do now. An X-ray tube is working at potential difference of 38.08 kilovolt. The potential difference is decreased to half of its initial value. Chandan, you asked one question. Did I see that in Gmail? I did not see. I think so. Is it still a doubt, or you can do it now, Chandan?
Doubts, sir. Doubts.
Okay, then I will bring that question here. I suddenly recalled that there was one question pending. By that time, you please attempt question number 33. You take the screenshot of this and you start attempting it. It was deleted. Oh, don't waste time on it. It is deleted. There may be something wrong here, and we will unnecessarily waste time finding out what was wrong. No need to see. 34 photoelectric effect. 35. 36. All are simple questions only, you can see. Fortieth question is also of X-rays. Okay, then do this one. Do the 40th. Take a screenshot of this so that when I will change the screen, then you can still keep on doing it. Which email ID you have given to me? Yes, I got it. This question was yours? Thank you. Which question was yours?
50 questions.
Question number 5. The figure indicates the energy level diagram of an atom and the origin of 6 spectral lines emission. Example, line number 5 arises from the transition from level B to level A. Which of the following spectral lines will also occur in the absorption spectra? Line number 5 arises from the transition from level B to A. Which of the following spectral lines will also occur in the absorption spectra? One, two, three, four, five, six.
Are you eating? But very carefully, but don't eat sandwich you fly.
What is the answer given by them?
Option C, sir. 1 to 3.
E means 1 to 3 we are obtaining, huh?
Yes, sir.
Which of the following spectral lines will also occur in absorption spectra? Okay, some lines will be missing in that. We want those lines which are appearing in that. Okay, means those. Why this will appear? This will be absorbed. No, wait a second. I really don't find any reason for this. Why it will be? Which of the following lines will also occur in? I don't find reason why. See 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Wait a second. I understood. Issue 1, 4, and 6 is answer. No, B2. Wait a second. Origin of the 6 spectral lines emission. Line number 5 and. Which lines were getting absorbed? 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. What is the answer? 1, 2, 3 only. Obviously. Oh my God. What I
1 to 3.
1, 2, 3 is right only. Right. 1, 2, 3.
Sir, why 4,5 cannot be obtained in absorption spectrum, sir?
Absorption spectrum means the lines which are getting absorbed. How can 4, 5, and 6 be absorbed? Because something which is getting absorbed, that has to jump from the first level to any other level. Absorption spectrum is it is obtained because of absorption of the lights rays. So which lights will be absorbed? Those lights will be absorbed which are making transition. Those photons will be absorbed which are making transition from 1 to X to C or X to B or X to A and so on. Understood?
Sir, initially it absorbs A, again it absorbs 3, and again it can absorb 4 and 5, no, sir?
No. That never happens. It does not go like this.
Yes, sir.
It can go from one level. while it comes in the downward journey, then it can make many hops. But while it is going to the upward journey, then it will go directly from X to A, or from X to B, or from X to C. Not like X to A and then staying there and then to B. That will never happen. Reason? Because it stays at A for such a small fraction of time, that in that small fraction of time, probability of another photon of suitable frequency colliding with it and making it re-excite to higher level is very, very rare probability. It is very, very rare probability. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So,
Sir, absorption spectrum is direct light only, no, sir?
but absorption spectrum is
Direct light. Without any.
absorption spectrum. Yes, direct light. Direct light. So in direct light, which will be missing? 1, 2, and 3 wavelengths will be missing in direct light because those are getting absorbed. Okay. Those will be missing. You may think they are talking about which are present. Actually, when we say these are present in absorption spectrum, then it means we are talking about those missing wavelengths only. Understood? What do we mean by being present here? Which of the spectral lines will be obtained in?
Understood.
It means with the ones which are missing, those only we call as those lines we call as lines of absorption spectrum. Actually, those are not the present lines; those are already missing lines. Actually, okay.
Yes, sir.
This is although I think they should state it in such a way so that it becomes clear. Which of the spectral lines will also occur? Those will be absent, but actually
Sir, nothing audible, sir.
Sir, not audible.
Yes, sir. Not audible, sir.
Hello.
Now you continue at your own pace. Keep on doing the remaining question also. And as the doubts arise, that you ask me. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, because I if I do, then some of you can do fast, some of you can do slowly. Therefore, you know, better do it at your own pace. And as the doubts will arise, those you keep asking. And don't waste time on those questions which are not for this week. Obviously, you can find nucleus or photoelectric effect. Leave these questions. X-ray, wherever you find, that those kind of questions you have to do.